So I started my brand in 2018 and I just added up all of the different components of it. And as we stand here today in June 2023, there's about 19,000 people across the different platforms. So that's my Facebook profile, that's a Facebook group, that's this small YouTube channel, my email list, tiny audience over on Instagram, which is something new that I'm in the process of building up. But it's like 19,000 people across those platforms. And then we know email open rates, organic reach, all that kind of shit. You dilute it down even further, okay? Now, despite that, right, despite that low audience number and despite that, organic reach sucks, blah, 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 I've still been able to pull out over $4 million in information product sales over the last few years. And that's everything from literally like $1 ebooks when I was an affiliate back in the day up to 50K one-to-one private client consulting packages, and then pretty much everything in between. $100 products, $1,000 products, $3,000 products, $5,000 products, $10,000 products, 15, 20, like everything in between, right? All different variations of one-to-one, group, courses, masterclasses, 3-day things. I've tried it all, right? And there's a couple of really fundamental lessons that I want to share with you in this video about how to heavily monetize a really, really small audience. Because you've probably seen them. You can see people out there in the market and it's like they have so many people in their audience. Their audiences are fucking huge, but they can't monetize it. And now look, there's not one reason for that. There's multiple reasons and it really depends on the situation. But if you don't really have designs on having huge vanity metrics and you'd rather get paid than have big numbers of followers for the sake of having big numbers of followers, I think this video is going to give you a fair bit of value and a fair bit of clarity. Okay, so first things first is you've really got to commit to building your way. Right now, what do I mean by that? I mean, it's really easy on social media to look at people who are doing well, whatever you qualify or classify as doing well, and go, oh, look at what they're doing. They've got this product, they've got that product, they're doing that growth strategy, they're doing this growth strategy, I'm gonna go do that. And that's fine, and you can take lessons from different people. But if you want to really build something that's truly yours, which I think is key to building a close-knit audience that you can monetize heavily, then you need to commit to building it your way. And that means not just being a clone, knockoff version of somebody else. You can take inspiration, you can take influence, but combine these different things to ultimately create your blend. Okay, that's the first thing. It's an overarching thought pattern. Another key overarching thought pattern is you have to commit to this for the long term. I started creating content under my personal brand around Q1 2018, and it's now Q2 2023. Okay, so years and years, right? It's not a boom, 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 it's done in like a couple of days, right? It is a long-term progression. It's you taking people literally on the journey of your life and monetizing it along the way based on the stuff that you know at any given point in time. And that can evolve and that can change, which we're going to talk about in a second. So the second big overarching thought pattern that you need to really ingrain is a long-term perspective. The longer term, the better. It can be a huge competitive advantage if you can keep stretching out that time horizon. Okay, number 3, big old boring one, make consistency your superpower, right? Show up every single day if you can, in some way, shape or form. I write nearly every day. There's very rarely a day that goes by that I don't write and publish in some way, shape or form, and it doesn't end up on one of my social media platforms or in front of my audience in some way or in front of all of them, okay? And that's not hard for me to do, right? I love this game. I love the challenge of how it all plays out. Right? It's fun. It's a huge opportunity. I love the relationships that I get to build with the people in my audience, the people who buy from me, the people that become private clients, the colleagues that I network with, that we do collaborations with. It's all so much fun to me, right? It's so much fun to me. And so it's easy for me to be consistent. It's easy for me to publish. And it also gives me this really strong mindset whenever I go through a challenging period of, I was talking with a mentor the other day about something new that we're trying and we're trying to dial it in. And he's like, man, I want you to really stick with it. I'm like, dude, with me, you do not have to worry about that. Like, I don't stop. It's just not in my playbook, stopping. Like, I just keep going. and I keep going, and I keep going, and I keep going. This channel's got hundreds of videos on it. I've got like 6,000 subscribers, right? I don't care. I just keep going. I keep going, I do my thing, and it's all gonna be fine. Most people are too shiny object syndrome, mentally distracted. Oh, I did 50 videos and I don't have fucking 20,000 subscribers. It didn't work, right? It's bullshit. This goes back to that point at the start. Just build your way. Who cares if you're getting no views? Just keep going. Keep going and keep going and keep going. If this is something that you really, really want to build, it will be worth it in the long run. Find me another business. Find me another way where you can write posts and film videos and go live and chat to people on Messenger and sell millions of dollars worth of stuff from the comfort of your own home and be able to live at the beach. You're like, it's fucking crazy. It's awesome. And yet people are like, oh, it's not working. It's too hard. It's nuts. It's nuts to me. So really, really, really keep that in mind. That consistency is key. It's critical. And that flows into, while you need to be consistent, I also don't want you to be scared to evolve, change, and grow. In fact, it's critical. Right? When I first started talking through my personal brand in 2018, I was just sharing the shit that I'd done the year before when I launched a little blog that did like 20K in the first year. Now that's not sheep stations. It's not huge numbers by any stretch, right? Especially when I look at what I've been able to do since then. But there's a lot of people out there who'd be interested in how can I turn a little blog, really simple little WordPress blog, into an extra 20 grand in a year, right? Nearly 2K a month. That makes a huge difference for people. And people were really fucking interested in that when I started talking about it. And I started doing it from a really, really raw, transparent perspective, giving them stuff that other people were charging for and just bringing a fresh voice to the market, right? And there's always gonna be limitations, right? Like when I started doing that, I was still working in my corporate job. I couldn't even publicly promote my little Facebook group where I was talking about it because of my job. So I started grinding in the DMs and saying, hey, if you're interested in this, come join the group. And I hustled my way to 400 members. But that formed the foundation of my audience. And a lot of those people still follow my journey to this day. So many people are like, oh, well, I've got my job, so I can't promote it. Find a fucking way to make it work. There's always a way to make it work. And so what I'm trying to say to you with this point is you want to keep evolving and to keep growing. So for me, it started out talking about the SEO stuff that I was doing. And then my affiliate career continued to expand and grow, and I kept people in the loop about what I was up to, the different strategies that I was trying, how I thought I'd be able to help them out, products that they might be interested in, kept growing, got involved with the folks at ClickFunnels, went really hard on their dream car prize, got involved in the high ticket affiliate marketing game, did a big launch with Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Russell. That was my first $100,000 day. At that point, I'd racked up multi six figures in the affiliate game, felt pretty well placed to help people out with that. That's where the first info product came, which blew up because I'd really loaded the slingshot and knew what I was doing, right? And we tackled the market. We brought a fresh perspective. We showed people a different way of doing things. We showed people a long-term way of doing things, and that's crushed it, right? That gave me the insight into, holy shit, look at this information game where if I know something, we can turn that into a 7-figure business. That's been the latest evolution. And so you've got to keep growing, you've got to keep evolving. You can't be afraid to invest in new mentors and learning new things and continuously evolve your brand. If you just get stuck and pigeonholed in one thing, you will get sick of it, right? Like I got sick of just talking about the affiliate stuff. I had to keep evolving and growing in order to keep that hunger, right? And if you can do that, the consistency will be easy to come because you'll be excited about it. And if it gets stale and if it's getting boring, do something that scares the shit out of you. Spend a big chunk of money on mentorship, right? Go and implement a new strategy. Go and roll out a new offer, right? Go and tackle a new section of the market. Go create a new type of, mix it up, ultimately make it feed the overall machine, but don't just sit there and be like, oh, this is boring or I can't be consistent, I don't know what to write about. Like, create fun, make it enjoyable, and the consistency will come, and then the long term will be a lot easier, right? Because you'll be really, really enjoying it. This flows on to my next point about building an ecosystem, okay? I've been thinking about this a lot lately. So people sell like different methods for making money, right? They'll be like, oh, Instagram shout outs are the best thing to do right now, or LinkedIn is the best thing to do right now, or whatever, right? And people get it wrong. They go, oh, I'm gonna jump over to that thing now, and I'm gonna abandon all the shit that I've done before. That is not the way to do it. If you're going to add something new in, compound it, add it on top of. If you start doing email marketing, don't abandon your Facebook group. If you are adding in YouTube, don't abandon your Instagram. Weave them in together, okay? The whole goal of building a personal brand and creating content is to drive consumption. Consumption builds relationships at scale. Relationship building at scale is your brand, and that is marketing. The better you do that, the The stronger the relationship you build with the audience, the easier sales become, which is going to make it easier to monetize in a big way. That, in a nutshell, is how I've been able to turn 19,000 subscribers into over $4 million in information product sales, is by building relationships at scale, by bringing people on that journey over all of these years. They've seen me grow, they've seen me evolve. They've seen me go from the dude in corporate who's running home on his lunch hour to film Facebook Lives, to the life I get to live now, to the clients I get to work with, from selling coaching for like $38 a month if you join ClickFunnels through my link, to now private clients pay me 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand in order to help them to execute on monetization strategy just like this. Bring people along for the ride. Okay, circling back to talking about building it your way. What do you like doing? What do you not like doing? Set those rules. Become more and more self-aware every day about who you are and what it is that you want to build. Articulate that to your audience so that you repel the wrong people and you attract the right people. If the wrong people come into your world, eliminate them very, very quickly. Just as you eliminate the shit you don't want to do on a daily or weekly basis, or I hope that you do so that the game stays fun for you, eliminate the people that are a pain in the ass. Eliminate the people that are toxic to your progress. Eliminate the people that are toxic to you hitting your goals. Don't let them in. Or if they do get in, don't let them hang around. It is not helping you out in the slightest. So the person that builds things the way that they want to build, the person that plays the game on their terms, is very self-aware. They set rules, they stick to rules, they create boundaries, they enforce those boundaries. They eliminate people who try to break those boundaries, and they repel people who aren't aligned with who they are and who aren't aligned with the type of business that they want to build. And they're very, very strict with it. It's the difference between a really boutique business and this mass market thing that everybody's going to understand. This flows into your content as well, right? Like this video, I'm walking around my balcony, it's very relaxed. My content is always like this. It's just the way that I've always done things. Maybe one day we ramp up production value, sure. But this has always worked for me to the tune of millions of dollars, because I just like coming together face to face with the people who want to show up and watch this stuff, grab my phone and talk about the stuff that I have learned. That may be the way for you, it may not be. You may be the high production value person. The point isn't one is right, one is wrong. The point is to find your way of doing things and then stick to that. That's some really, really foundational lessons in building a brand that you can monetize heavily, okay? The other thing is, and now we start transitioning into the sales and the offer side of it, is you cannot be afraid to sell. You cannot be afraid to sell publicly. You cannot be afraid to sell privately. If you have an offer, if you have a product, be it your own or someone else's that you're collabing with, you're an affiliate, and you think it's going to be beneficial to even one person in your audience, put it out there. Make the offer, right? If it hits, amazing. If it doesn't, amazing. Who cares? It is no reflection on you as a person. The people that don't make money are the people that pull their punches on their offers. They're the people that are too afraid to sell. Okay, if you have something that you think will be valuable to someone in your audience, make the offer. Put it in your Facebook stories, put it on your profile, send the email, make the video, run the ad, okay? Some people are gonna get offended that you're pitching. Who cares? They're gonna keep going on with their life, you're gonna keep going on with your life, nothing changes. So do not be afraid to make the offer, okay? If you aren't happy with how your life is going, make more offers. If you wanna make more money, make more offers. If you've got bills, make more offers. If you're in debt, make more offers. Making offers is how you fucking get paid. So if you're sitting there and you're going, I'm not making the money that I wanna make, analyze this. How many offers did you put out there? What is the value of the offer you made? And you'll figure out the total value of the offers made. If you're trying to make $100,000 a month, or if you're trying to make $10,000 a month, and you're not significantly exceeding that number in the value of the offers that you're making every month, it is no wonder you're not hitting your income goals. You cannot be afraid to make offers, okay? And what you need to do is, as you keep increasing in value as a person, as a brand, as a service provider, whatever it is that you do, you have to keep increasing your prices. You have to keep detaching from your audience and making it harder to get to you, because there is only one of you, okay? The information business, you start pressed up against your audience. Like I said before, I used to charge $38 for unlimited messenger coaching. Now clients pay 20, 30, 40, 50K. You have to pull back. There's only one of you and there's many of them. This is where it comes down to simple economics, right? You need to keep increasing demand while capping and reducing supply, and that means price can only go up. This one's starting to run a little bit longer than I wanted to. That's some fundamentals about how to heavily monetize a personal brand, about how to heavily monetize a small audience. we can keep talking about this in future videos, but I wanted to cover off on some fundamentals with you. I appreciate you hanging out with me for the 15, 16 minutes, however long this video ends up being after my guys go through and chop it up a little bit. Have a fantastic day. Go out there and make some money. Go out there and grow your brand. Do it your way and have a ton of fun with it. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.